Arabia. Centuries ago, a land of desert, endless sands, and star-filled sky. The world was drowning in darkness, kingdoms full of injustice, tribes lost in idols, humanity longing for light. And in the heart of Makkah, in the year of the elephant, a miracle was about to unfold. It was Monday morning, Rabi Al-Awwal. The streets of Bani Hashim were quiet, unaware that in one of its small houses, history itself was being rewritten. In that house, Amina, daughter of Wahb, felt the pangs of labor. Her heart was trembling, but her spirit was calm, because she knew the child she carried was no ordinary child. When the baby was born, a light radiated from Amina so bright that she later said she saw it reaching far into the lands of Syria, illuminating the distant palaces. That moment wasn't just a birth, it was the arrival of mercy for the whole world. The news spread quickly. A messenger was sent running through the sandy streets to find Abdul Muttalib, the noble grandfather of the newborn. When Abdul Muttalib heard the news, his face lit up with joy. He hurried into the house, his heart pounding with pride and gratitude. He lifted the baby into his arms, his eyes welling with tears, and whispered words of thanks to Allah. Then he took the child to the Kaaba, placed him before the house of Allah, and prayed with all his heart. Looking at his grandson, Abdul Muttalib made a decision that shocked many. He named the child Muhammad, a name that was almost unknown among the Arabs. People asked, why this name? He replied with hope, I want him to be praised on earth and praised in the heavens. But this birth wasn't without signs. Stories spread of strange events that same night. The mighty palace of Kisra in Persia shook, and 14 of its grand galleries cracked and crumbled. The eternal fire of the Magians, which had burned for centuries without ever dying, suddenly extinguished. Churches near Lake Sawa sank and collapsed. Those scholars debated these events. To many, they were signs, a message that the old order was ending and a new era was beginning. The baby Muhammad grew in the loving arms of his mother, Amina. Yet, as was the tradition of Makkah, he was given to be nursed by others. The very first woman to nurse him after his mother was Wahb, a servant of Abu Lahab. With her own child, she also suckled young Muhammad. She had already nursed Hamza, the uncle of Muhammad, and later would nurse Abu Salama as well. Little did she know, she was holding the infant who would change the destiny of nations. Imagine that scene in the stillness of the desert night as the stars glittered above Makkah. This newborn lay peacefully, unaware that he would one day be called Al-Amin, the trustworthy, that he would climb the mountains of Makkah seeking solitude, that he would stand before kings and emperors, that he would be the final messenger, the seal of prophet. From the very first cry of Muhammad in that humble house of Bani Hashim, the world had already begun to shift. Empires trembled, idols stood silent, and hearts that were searching for truth were waiting for the voice of the man who had just entered the world. The year of the elephant, 571 AD, became forever remembered, not for the army of Abraha that was destroyed before the Kaaba, but for the birth of the one who would one day cleanse the Kaaba itself of idols. And so, in the early dawn of Makkah, Muhammad, the mercy to mankind, was born. His story was just beginning, a story that would bring justice where there was oppression, unity where there was division, and light where there was darkness. The desert winds carried his name, the skies seemed to whisper his destiny, and the world, though it didn't know it yet, would never be the same again.